Here we are. So welcome to Sue and Di who are taking the video. So hopefully everybody's feeling okay this morning.
Yes, thank you.
Good. And we're going to be working on our arm strength. So I'm just going to mute everybody. And have I done that? Yes. And bring myself up on the screen. There we are. So we're going to start in Baddha Konasana, but Supta Baddha Konasana. So come to sit on your mat, bring the soles of your feet together and sort of work yourself towards your heels. So get to the point that you're really joining the soles of your feet. And I didn't say good morning to Julie, I just realized, because Julie joined a little bit later. So morning. So sitting up straight and tall, and then you can let go of your feet and keep that connection with the soles of the feet and just gently lower yourself down to the mat. So releasing down into Supta Baddha Konasana. So when you do this, your lower back is going to try and arch away from the mat. So take a few moments and try and encourage that lower back to drop towards the mat. So we don't want to create tension in the lower back. And the same for the neck. So keep the neck in line. So your nose is in line with your belly button and you're resting on the back of the head. So just taking a few moments, see, you can just roll through your pelvis as you encourage that lower back to sink to the mat. And your hands, just rest them on the floor in a gentle V, palms facing up. So just take a few moments here to ground and to breathe. You can adjust the position of your feet. They don't have to be quite so close to your hips if you're finding that too much on your inner groins or even your knees. You can slide them away a little bit. I want you to find some comfort here, some contentment. So that's our theme today. One of the 8 limbs of yoga is the niyamas, and the niyamas are like moral codes or ways of living. And the niyamas, as opposed to the yamas, the niyamas are more personal practices, more internal. So Santosha means contentment. So what do we mean by contentment? Doesn't mean just accepting things. It means trying to find some balance, trying to find that level of contentment with your body, with what you're achieving, and in life as well. But specifically with yoga, when we try to do all these poses and we feel that we've got to get into a certain position and we've got to try and jam our bodies into a position, and that's not what it's all about. We should be content with what our body can do. So instead of striving for more and more, just rejoice with what you can do. So that's our theme for today. We're going to try and practice that as we come to our peak pose, which is a side plank, Vasisthasana, side plank, which can be quite strong. So we're doing a little bit on our arm strengthening today. So just breathing in and breathing out. Enjoying that Supta Baddha Konasana. Relaxing down into the mat. Finding contentment in your body. And then taking a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, bring your hands together up towards the air and interlace your fingers. So you're reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Taking a breath in. And now as you exhale, allow the hands to drop towards the mat behind you. Reaching away from the shoulders. Inhale and bring your hands back up so that they're reaching up to the ceiling. Really try and reach out of the shoulders. Exhale, send the hands back behind you. So as you're reaching those hands away, pay attention to your lower ribs. We don't want them to lift up and away from the mat. We're still keeping that neutral spine. Inhaling back up to center. Exhaling and reaching. Reaching away, find that lovely stretch from the shoulders all the way down the spine, and at the same time allowing your knees to drop open. Do that once more. Inhale. Exhale and release all the way down to the mat. And hold there for a few breaths. Just reaching the hands away. Remembering those lower ribs, remembering the lower back. And then inhale, bring your hands back up to center. And exhale, release your hands back towards the mat. And gently help your knees back together so that you're lying in semi-supine. Just adjust yourself so that the back is in complete contact with the mat here. Semi-supine, feet are planted. So your hands are alongside your body, palms facing down. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to press your feet into the floor. Send your knees away from you and peel your back away from the mat. Starting to come up to bridge, so don't go all the way to the top yet. Release your back down as you inhale. Exhale, sending those knees away. Lifting the back, peeling it away from the mat. Maybe it comes a little bit higher this time. Inhale, release the back, vertebra by vertebra, down to the mat. Do that once more. So really plant your feet into the mat. Remember my analogy of strapping the rockets onto your thighs. Exhale and send those rockets away as you come up into bridge. Your chin is tucked towards your chest. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Finding that strength through the legs, through the thighs. Exhale, release your legs back to the mat. We're just going to try to add our arms in this time. So taking a breath in. As you exhale, start to lift your thighs up and away from the mat. Holding here at the top. Inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. Interlace your fingers, reaching them out along the mat. Inhale. Exhale, let your hips come back to the mat. Leave your arms where they are. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms back alongside your body. Try that again. Inhale. Exhale, peeling the back away from the mat. Plant the feet. Coming up into bridge. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead, interlace the fingers. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hips. Lower the hands. I'm going to do one more of those. Inhale. Exhale, lifting your hips away, coming up into bridge. Inhale and reach your hands up and overhead. Dropping them back to the mat behind you. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hips, leave your hands where they are. And then sweep your hands back to the mat alongside you. Well done. So coming back to our semi-supine position, check that your nose is still in line with your belly button. Resting the lower back towards the mat. Inhale as you engage your tummy muscles, bending your knees and just lift your knees away. Lift the lower legs away from the mat so that they're in a 90 degrees, feet are pointing out. Inhale the hands up, reaching up towards the ceiling. So we're going to do this scissor action with opposite arms and legs. So taking a breath in, checking in with that lower back. Inhale, send your left leg and your right arm away. Leave the left arm up in the air, right knee is bent. Exhale, bring them all back. Arms are pointing to the ceiling, knees are bent. Inhale, left arm, right leg. So try and do this with control, keeping your tummy muscles engaged. Exhale back to center. So do this again on both sides. So right hand, left leg. So it's strong on the lower back. So make sure you're engaging your tummy muscles. Bring yourself back to center. And then switching arms and legs. So it's opposite arm and leg. That's it. Well done. Keep going. Once more on each side. And then when you've done your both sides, come back to that position with your hands reaching up to the ceiling, knees are bent. And this time, take a breath in. And as you exhale, just lift your head and shoulders and crunch up. You might want to put your hands behind your thighs. Crunch up towards your knees. And exhale back down. So try that once more. Crunching up. Oh, you tell it's hard from my voice. And then lying back on the mat. And if you want to extend your legs up to the ceiling, for your next one, give that a try. Crunch up. And then back down. And then place your feet on the mat, back in semi-supine. Just take a moment and release. Well done. So roll over on your mat, come to all fours. So we're starting to work into our arms now. So find your all fours, gazes to the mat, nice length from the top of the head all the way down to the base of the spine. Inhale and reach your right arm, left leg. Excuse me. Exhale, bring your elbow and knee to meet. Reaching again, inhale. Exhale, elbow and knee. Once more on this right side, inhale. Exhale, elbow and knee. Take your hand and your knee back to the mat. We're going to swap to the other side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then place your hand and your knee back on the mat. So really plant your hands here, spread your fingers wide and send your right leg back and your left leg. You're in plank. So find your strong, straight plank. Remember to lift out of your shoulders. Release the pressure on your wrists. So this is a strong move now. It's a good arm strengthener. Breathing in, engage your tummy muscles. As you exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. Exhale, send it back. Inhale. Exhale, bring in the knee to the elbow. Inhale, exhale it back. So let's try once more on the right hand side. Send it back. So we've got the left side to do now. Inhale, bring it to the left knee, left elbow. Send it back. Keep your breath going. You find the pattern that suits you. Keep going, left side. Send it back. Knees to the mat, take them wide, sit back into child's pose. Ooh, that was a warm one. Just take a breath in Vasisthasana. Extended child's. Just allow everything to settle. And then on your next inhalation, bring yourself back up, all fours. Spread those hands once more under your shoulders. Find that really good connection. Right leg back, left leg back. We're back into plank. Find that strong, straight spine. Inhale. This time as you exhale, round your back and lift your knee to your chest. So right knee first. Inhale. Exhale it back into plank. 3 times on the right side. Round in the back, lifting the knee up to your chest. Send it back. Inhale. Exhale, rounding it up. Sending it back. Other side now. Remember our theme. If this isn't right for you, come down to your knees. This is being content with what you can do. 3 times on the left side. And then take your knees to the mat. And this time, sitting up into a kneeling position. Let's just release our hands as we get our breath back. So rotate your wrists. and keep breathing. Anybody else warm? Yeah, definitely. Well done. So release your hands onto your thighs. Take a breath here. And then moving back into all fours, plant your toes into the mat and start to lift your hips up into Uttanasana, forward fold, as you walk your hands back towards your feet. Just allow the head to drop to the mat. Top of the head is facing the mat. Have a slight bend in the knees. So in this position, in Uttanasana, imagine that you've got a trapdoor at the top of your head. And you're just going to let that trapdoor open, and all the tension is flowing out of the head from that trapdoor. All those things that are preventing you from being content. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself up. Hands to the heart center. Well done. So just step to the top of your mat. Going to do a little flow, a bit more arm strengthening. So standing up straight and tall, engaging your tummy muscles. Have your feet really planted into the mat. Spread your toes wide. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Tummy muscles engaged. Inhale and send your hands out wide, reach up and overhead. Take your gaze to your palms. Exhale as you bring your hands through the midline all the way down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold, dropping the top of your head to the mat. Inhale as you slide your hands up to your shins, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, slide your hands down to the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. So have enough of a bend in your knees that your hands will plant onto the floor. Inhale, and as you exhale, step your right foot back, then your left foot. We're back into plank. So hold that plank for one breath. And then we're going to lower to the mat. So you've got two choices. You can lower slowly by bending the elbows, or you can take your knees to the mat. So you choose. Inhale, exhale, lower to the mat. Try not to come down with a bang. So your toes are still into the mat. Your elbows are tight alongside your chest. Inhale. Exhale as you come up into cobra. Squeeze those elbows, squeeze the shoulders. Cobra pose. Inhale. Now this time as you exhale, we're coming back to plank. So just pressing into the mat, lifting your hips back into plank pose. Taking a breath here, thinking about all that strength across your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Just bring your feet in a little bit closer. Drop your head through your arms. Have that feeling you're trying to take your ribs to the tops of your thighs. Taking a breath here. And as you exhale, start to shift your weight into your hands, lifting your right knee up to your chest, round your back, plant your foot through your hands. Drop your left foot down into the mat into a 45-degree angle. So we're setting ourselves up for warrior one. So just take a little glance at your feet. Are your heels roughly in alignment? Taking a breath in here. Inhale as you sweep your hands up. Warrior one, palms are facing. Find that straight line from your fingertips all the way down to your back leg. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right hand to your right thigh and reach your left arm up and over, extended side angle. So you've got an option here. You can stay with the hand on your thigh, or if you're a bit more flexible, you can slide that right hand down to the mat and reach forward with the left hand. Or if you've got a block, you can put a block down there as well. So your option. Inhale. And as you exhale, sweep yourself back up into warrior two. So checking in with your warrior two. Checking your arms are in alignment. That's it, well done. Your gaze is to the middle finger of your right hand. Warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, just release your hands a moment. So if you've got a block there, just take your block and place it to the top of your mat. I want you to have it handy for when we come to do triangle pose. So I'm going to switch sides here so you can see me. So if you have your block at the top of your mat, and we come back to our warrior two. That's it, well done. So find your wide leg position. Right knee is bent, heels are in alignment. Reach the arms out. Gaze is to the middle finger of your right hand. Inhale. As you exhale, send that left hip back as you straighten the right leg, tipping forward. Place your hand on your block, whichever height you need. Open out the chest. So it's always a good idea to use this block, not try and just really jam yourself down towards the mat, because what you'll do is you'll round your back and send your chest forward. Far better to use the block. This is about contentment. This is about accepting that this is the way to do a triangle pose. It's not cheating. This is what these blocks are for. Keep breathing. Exhale and sweep your hands back to the mat. Just move the block out of the way. Bend your right knee and come down to so that your hands will reach the mat, and we're going to release that right leg back into plank. So we're going to come into our side plank now. So just engaging your tummy muscles, breathing in. As you exhale, come down onto your forearms. So if you bring your hands so that they touch the opposite elbows when you do this. And then turn your right hand so that the palm faces the mat and roll over onto the outside edge of your right foot. Inhaling, left arm up to the ceiling. Side plank. Try and create that straight line, so we don't want to drop to the mat. We don't want to lift the hip up. Side plank. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the left arm down. Take the left hand to the right elbow and roll around to the other side. Just reaching up. Taking a breath. Bringing the hand back to the mat. Rolling back to the center. So bring your knees to the mat. And then plant your hands back in the mat and send your legs back out behind you. You're back in plank. It's a bit easier than trying to come up from the bent elbows. So we're going to do a full plank, side plank now. But I'm going to give you an option. So take your right hand a little bit more towards the center. Roll onto your right foot. Reach the left hand up. Or leave your right knee down on the mat. Your choice. So this is full side plank. Vasisthasana. Side plank. And if this is not achievable, take the knee to the mat and be content with this one. This is still good. Right knee to the mat. Take your hand back to the mat. Release your knees. Slide yourself forward. Come into crocodile. So your right hand and left hand on top of each other. Rest your head down towards the mat and drop your heels in together. Ooh, it's a tough one. Just gently turn your head towards the left-hand side. Take a breath there. And then turn it to the right. Taking a breath. And then on your next inhalation, bring yourself up to all fours. So realign your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Inhale, toes into the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping your head through your arms. Inhale as you walk your feet up towards your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale. Inhale and slowly bringing yourself up. Reaching your hands up and overhead. Exhale to the heart center. Well done, everyone. Everybody okay? That was one side. It's quite strong, isn't it? Side planks are strong on the biceps and the triceps. So we're going to do the same. I'll come back to this side. And this time, if you want to make sure your block is somewhere towards the top of your mat, so you can grab hold of it when we come to triangle. So stand to the top of your mat. Hands to the heart center. Find your Tadasana. Keep breathing, shoulders down and relaxed. Tummies engaged, softness in the knees. Plant your feet. Inhale, take your hands out wide. Reach up and overhead. Exhale, hands come through the midline all the way down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale as you bring your hands to your shins, half forward fold. Exhale, hands to the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Have a bend in your knees and plant your hands. Inhale, exhale, left leg back, right leg back. You're into plank pose. Find that strong plank. Engage your tummy muscles. 2 options to come down to the mat. So you can bend your knees and place them on the mat, or you can inhale, exhale, bend in the elbows, lower into the mat, releasing your chest to the mat. Toes are still into the mat. Elbows alongside your body. Inhale, exhale, cobra. Lifting yourself up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Find that strength in your upper body. Lift your head and your neck out of your shoulders. Exhale, place your head back towards the mat. So we're going to come back to plank. So you do it whichever way is right for you. Toes into the mat. Inhale, engage your tummy muscles. Press the hands in, lift and come up to plank. Taking a breath here. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your head through your arms. Bring your feet in a little bit closer. Just enjoy that down dog. And then on your next inhalation, shifting your weight forward, lift your left knee up towards your chest, round your back, exhale the left foot through your hands. Well done. Drop your right heel down to the mat so your foot is in a 45-degree. Your heels are roughly in line with each other. Take a glance back. All that strength is in this front leg. Inhale as you reach your hands forward, up into warrior one. So your weight is now evenly balanced between your feet. Reaching the hands up and overhead. Warrior one. Inhale. As you exhale, bending the left elbow, reaching the right arm up and over, extended side angle. So remember, there's another option with this one. You can slide the left hand down to the mat, or if your block is handy, take your hand to the block and reach the hand, your right hand over. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands back up, warrior two. Check that left knee, that it's not going forward at the left ankle. Well done. Gazes to the middle finger of your left hand. Keep breathing. Inhale. As you exhale, send that right hip up to the ceiling, straighten the left leg and tip the arms forward. Your left hand can go to the floor or to your block. Triangle pose. So use your block to open the chest. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands all the way back to the mat. Move the block out of the way and release that left leg back into plank. So we're going to come down to our elbows again. So taking a breath in here, As you exhale, release the right elbow and then the left elbow. So your hands are touching opposite elbows. Palms are facing down towards the mat. It's a low plank. Inhale. And as you exhale, roll to the left side of your, to the outside of your left foot, rather, and reach up. Breathing in. Find that straight line, so don't lift the hips and don't send them down. We want a straight line through the body. Exhale, hands back to the mat, come back to that elbow position. Roll over to the other side, outside edge of the right foot, reach the left hand up. Just check in with you all, keep breathing. Well done, and then bring your hand back to the mat. Oh, it's tough, isn't it? So let's just try one of our, should we have a breather? Take your knees wide, sit your hips back, have a little breather in child's. I think you needed one then, when you're crashed down to the mat. Take a little breath there. Well done. And then bring yourself back up to all fours. We haven't quite finished. So from your all fours, send your right leg back and your left leg back. Reposition your left hand to a little bit more in towards the middle, and then roll over onto the left foot. Now remember our option here, the left leg can come down to the mat if this is too much. Otherwise, full side plank, right hand up to the ceiling. So we're trying to stack our hands one on top of the other. Reaching in a straight line. Well done, it's looking good. Exhale the hand back to the mat. Bring yourself back to our all fours. And let's have another child's pose for luck, is it? Sit back. Reach the hands forward. Your side planks are all done and dusted. Think how strong your arms are going to be. And then bring yourself back up to a seated position and release your legs out in front of you. Come to Dandasana. Just sitting up, straight and tall. Just resting your hands on your thighs. Imagine you're pressing the soles of your feet against the skirting board in front of you. And your body is in a perfect L shape. Just relax your shoulders down. And then just bending your knees, placing your feet flat on the floor. Just have your hands resting on your shins, sitting up straight and tall. Engage your tummy muscles, relax your shoulders. Inhale, start to lift your right leg away from the mat. Exhale it down. Inhale, left leg. Exhale it down. So can we lift both legs? Keeping our tummy muscles engaged. Trying not to lean back. Hands are just resting on your shins, or you can take them to the backs of your thighs. Just take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, just point your right toe and touch it down to the mat. Inhale it up. Left toe, point it and touch it down to the mat. Inhale it up. You can do that once more, or if you're feeling particularly strong, you can let go of your hands and just allow them to reach alongside your body as you tap your foot. Very good. And then place both feet down on the mat and just curl over your knees. Wrap your hands around your shins. Release your neck over the knees. Cosmic egg. Curling up into a tight ball. Inhale and lift your head and just roll yourself down onto the mat, back into semi-supine. Take your feet wide, about mat distance apart. Knees pointing up to the ceiling, your hands are out wide in a T shape. Taking a breath in, make sure that lower back is resting towards the mat. And as you exhale, just drop both knees over towards the right. So your right knee will drop out to the right and your left knee will come towards the sole of your right foot. Inhale and bring the knees back up to center. Exhale, send them over to the left. So we're just going to do this movement a few times with our breath. And you can add in the head and the neck as well, if that feels good for you. So as the knees drop to the right, you can turn the head to the left. And as you inhale and bring the knees up, and exhale, send them to the left, turn the head to the right. So just do a few mindful movements, bringing the knees up, dropping them to the side, turning the head and the neck with your exhalation. And the next time you're over to the left-hand side, just bring your knees back to the center and inhale and bring them up and over your chest, hugging them in close. Have a little roll on the mat. Taking your hands to the backs of your thighs as you just start to roll on the mat. Just gently does it until you bring yourself up to seated. Before we have a few moments of relaxation, we're going to do a little breathing practice. So this breathing practice is Anuloma breath, and it's calming and settling. So it's a really good one to do after a practice. So just find your comfortable seat. You can put your layers on if you like. We're going to go straight into Shavasana after this. So if you feel that you're going to be a little bit chilly, put your layers back on. And you can also sit on your block. It's always good for releasing the hips and the knees. So sitting up, straight and tall, find that long, straight spine. Your chin is parallel to the floor, or just slightly tucked towards your chest. Certainly not dropped, but we're not lifting our chin either. So to do this breath, we inhale through both nostrils and we use Ujjayi breath for the inhalation. So ujjayi is when you have that feeling of closing the back of the throat. We channel our Darth Vader for that. So our inhalation is through both, and our exhalation is through one nostril. So have your right hand ready so that you can plug the right nostril with your thumb and the left nostril with your ring finger. And your middle two fingers can just rest on your forehead. So sit up straight and tall, release both nostrils. Inhale with ujjayi breath. As you exhale, plug the left nostril with your ring finger. Exhale through the right nostril. Just no throat control. Allow the breath to flow. Inhale through both, ujjayi. Exhale, plug the right. Just allow the breath to flow freely. No throat control. Through the left. Inhale through both, ujjayi breath. Exhale, plug the left side. Exhale through the right. No throat control. Inhale through both. Exhale through the left. Just allow that exhalation to happen. Don't force it. Inhale both. Exhale right. You might notice your exhalation is getting longer. Just allow it to happen. And then inhale when you're ready. Ujjayi breath. Exhale left. Just continue for a few more rounds at your own time. Inhaling both with ujjayi, exhaling through one, no throat control. Just observing. Is it extending the exhalation? The exhalation that brings us calm and peace. It's what makes this breath a good, calming, settling breath after a practice. Letting go of all tension in your body with each exhalation. Feel the sit bones settling down into the mat. Feel the shoulders relaxing. Releasing any tension in your face. Just do one more round. Allow your hands to rest down in your lap. Let your breath return to normal. And then with as little disruption as possible, bring yourself into Shavasana. Lying out on your mat for a few moments of relaxation. Your feet as wide as the mat, toes drop to the side, palms alongside in a V shape. palms facing up. Relax that lower back. Relax your face and your shoulders, your hips, your legs. Just taking note of how your body feels after your practice. Thinking of our theme of contentment. Santosha. Just breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And I've just got a nice quote for you about Santosha. Santosha, or contentment, means keeping a positive attitude in difficult times. We can choose to wallow in darkness and difficulty, or we can rise above our challenges and see them as opportunities for transformation and the discovery of immense and lasting joy. The more we choose contentment, the more we are able to grow. Bring some awareness back to your body now. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. And on your next inhalation, reach your hands up and overhead. Do a full body stretch, pointing from the fingers to the toes. And just exhale and let your hands rest on the mat behind you. Inhale and bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. And exhale and roll over onto your right hand side. And just hug your knees up close to your chest. Give yourself a push. And when you're ready, slowly blinking your eyes open. Bring yourself back up to seated. Everybody okay? Good. So just take your hands out to the mat alongside, sitting up straight and tall. Finish with our 3 breaths together. Inhale, up and over. Exhale to the heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.